Representing Van City through the combo. Real talk, real shit, keeping it a hundo. Wrestle with the facts, that's that. Covering the local artists. Like who be stepping up, putting in work, going the hardest. Hot takes and debates, hot cakes in your plate. Serve it fresh like your breakfast, cause man's got the methods and history of boxing and mysteries unlocking. British Columbia with no filtering the talking. And in this rainforest we got ample plants. Flourishing with life, it ain't happenstance. Tune in for the benefits like cash advances. You are now listening to Samp&Chance.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Boxing. I am your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always my man addressing the screen, looking good, man. Coming off the golf course, Mr. Samp, or Mr. Chance, Michael Chance. How you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm coming from City Hall, but yeah, it is a golf shirt, but yeah.
Fair enough, man. City Hall, you got to look good, make sure the job gets done, and let's talk about getting the job done. We talked about Teofimo versus Romero. Is this a fight of mental capacities? And man, I tell you what, I don't think the skill sets were really in question. It was the mental state of both guys coming into this fight and which version of each guy would show up. Well, I think the right TEO showed up, but the wrong ROLLY showed up. Your thoughts, brother man?
I'll say the one thing I was thinking during the fight, and Tim Bradley kind of said it on the podcast they have, the Ring magazine. He says to TEO, and I love it because I was thinking the same thing. It's the same thing that got TEO caught with Cambosis. He throws the jab and he brings his hand down and he gets caught with overhand right. And I'm so glad Tim Bradley said it. If you guys haven't seen it, he says, you got a lot of defensive flaws. You flick your jab and you put your hand down, you get hit again. You got hit with a big right from ROLLY, and that's how Cambosis finished you. And TEO, being humble, agreed with it. So again, he's got to tighten up his defense as he gets to better quality opponents like Shakur and them. They exposed that. ROLLY wasn't able. He tried to do it, but he wasn't able to time it properly. TEO looked good. He looked faster. He just looked better overall. He just had a better game plan, and ROLLY just looked, I don't know, I found him just not the same caliber as TEO. He just looked tired. He looked slow.
You know what,
ROLLY
it's odd, honestly.
He was trying to make it a brawl, but TEO engaged with it.
I feel that he had the game plan. Both guys were working their game plan up until that fifth round. Right. I mean, ROLLY looked great up until that fifth round. Like, not great, but I mean, he looked consistent, right? Both guys looked consistent. I like the one thing that Bradley said to him. I said, I don't think you fought your best fight, right to his face in that interview, right? And that's why I love Bradley. Like, we're going to, you know, just going off on a tangent quickly. He says it like it is, man. And we need more guys like that, right?
That's why I missed him on the big fights.
Well, this is the thing, right? Like, Max Kellerman has become such a homer. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. If we're going to say this about the British commentators and things like that, the Max is the ultra uber. Like, he's completely, I don't know, dude. Like, the lust.
I think with Max is he's a knowledge of wealth, but he's trying so hard because when HBO went down, he lost his boxing spot. And then he was on ESPN first take. He didn't like Steven, didn't like him. So I think he's overdoing it. But I don't mind Sergio Mora. Todd Grisham's good.
No, I have nothing against with any of the guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, in my opinion, right now, the Max Kellerman that I knew, the Max Kellerman that I listened to was impartial. You know, you could get good takes from the guy, but it feels like with him, he's just a homer now. He really, truly is just a homer. But anyways, Teofimo, I think after that fifth round, all ROLLY was looking for was that one shot, and that's what cost him the fight ultimately, right? And really, I don't think TEO did anything spectacular after the fact. He basically just, you know, changed the game plan and stayed away from that punch. That's really all he did. He wasn't on a bicycle or anything. He was landing the cleaner shots. He was doing more, which allowed him to win because ROLLY was sitting on one punch. Literally,
he was just sitting on. He was just too quick for him too. I think just too many combinations. Too good at footwork. ROLLY tried. TEO is a better boxer. ROLLY's not on that level.
And honestly, at the end of the day, if you look at what's next for him, I think Josh is attainable for TEO to move away from and win. But if you're looking at Devin Haney, there's no way. There's no way. And you know, him and Ryan Garcia would be a really good fight because that's the fight of the guy who beat the guy who beat the guy who beat the guy. Yeah. Right. So that's a really interesting fight right there. My only knock on TEO, and you already brought it up, and Bradley brought it up as well, is like the one issue he's had in the fights that he's lost is not keeping that hand up.
It works against guys like ROLLY, but it doesn't going to work against you.
But dude, it takes me back. When I was watching the fight, I was thinking about you and me 2 years ago in the field. We were throwing pads, right?
Yeah.
What did you tell me? What's boxing one? Not even 101. What is the prerequisite to get into boxing 101?
Yeah, keep your hands up. Throw your punch, put your hands
There you
back up.
go. That's like even I'm a novice boxer at best. My knowledge is top notch. My understanding is top notch. My this and that, but actual in ring, I'm a novice.
I think Teo needs to get a new trainer, man, because like it's a couple things he needs to fine tune.
Let's talk about that very quickly here. I think last fight was the best fight that I saw his dad in.
Yeah, his dad did a good job.
His dad did a good job, and they actually had someone else in the corner talking. But yes, he needs to move away from that group, because if that same issue of not keeping your hand up is being persistent in over 3 fights,
yeah,
you need to fix something. You got to fix something, right? Yep. All right, let's move on to perhaps the robbery. There was a lot of robberies this weekend that we saw. Right across the board, undercard robberies, whatnot. But you know what? I understand who she is, and I understand what was trying to be done here. But man, Amanda Serrano got away with one.
Well, first of all, I got to give them credit. They got 3 to 4 million TikTok viewers. So that was a huge,
that's huge
gain. And it was on YouTube. I don't know the YouTube numbers, but probably got a couple million. So that was a good idea. The problem with this fight is it's stained. Anybody with any sense in their head knew Manzur won, 8 rounds to 4, 7 to 5 at best. And there's a reason why Serrano skipped the post-fight press conference, because she knew they're going to scold her, ask her, did you think he won? She didn't want to answer all that. I'm glad her knockout streak ended. Yeah. But she lost the fight, and I feel bad for Manzur. Hopefully there's a rematch. She definitely deserves it. Serrano's saying now, father time, it's catching up to me. My mind wanted to do this, my body wouldn't. I get all that. But you didn't win the fight. I feel bad for Manzur. She boxed well. She had the first half of the fight. Yeah, Serrano had the last couple rounds, but it wasn't enough. And horrible judging. And absolutely crooked. I don't think it's being done on. People say these judges are corrupt. They're not corrupt. They're just incompetent. Well, they weren't paid. They weren't paid. They're just incompetent. That's what it was.
No, it's all incompetence. But when you always look at the same guys making the same mistakes, at what point do the boxing councils, do the state commissions say, hey, this is not working here? Because, I mean, some of these things are really outlandish. Like we saw, numbers that made no sense at all. Like what was Steve Weinfeld? I don't know if it's Steve Weinfeld, but, who was this judge watching this?
I'll read the scorecards. I got them right here. We got 2 judges had it 116, 112 Serrano. 1 judge had it 114, 114 draw. How do you come to that conclusion?
No, but that's what I'm saying. That just makes no sense. So again, when we look at judging, do we need to have the judges around the ring, or should we have the judges like in the VAR room somewhere separate in the same in the vicinity in the stadium, but in one suite? Take a suite. You have the whole stadium. Use one of the suites and make it like a VAR. And have them in there where they can look at the screens. Like, okay, because they're sitting there watching it as if we were watching it ringside. So you're only seeing it from an angle.
And then they want them ringside so they can hear the thump, they can look at their faces and hear a little more of the shots. I don't know the impact, but yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were just to give, but I think they could still get all that if they had the camera angles, minus the commentating. Take out the commentating. You don't need commentating. You're just watching the boxing. They'll get the angles. They'll have better views. I don't know, man, but that's neither here. Well, I mean, that is here and there. It is everywhere. But listen, let's move on, brother, man. This is a quick show today. We got the big fight happening this weekend here. Moses Itauma against Filip Hrgovic. I think we need to talk about not who's going to win, because I think we already have everyone's predetermined that. It's a far
gone. Home of boxing, he's got.
Except for home, well, there's a few out there, but I think 99% of the people on this planet who love boxing, who follow boxing, who predict boxing, I think we all came to the same conclusion that it is going to be Moses. How, we don't know. So these are the questions that I actually have: is if this goes into deep waters, how's he going to look?
Well,
does he have this? Hold on. Does he have the stamina to carry on? Okay.
Yeah.
If he gets dragged down, how does he deal with someone that's not falling at the pace that he's used to? These are the questions. How mature is he? Etc. Etc. We know about Filip. We know what he's capable of and whatnot. Do you think, though, they're giving Filip too much credit to take this deep?
I like what Hrgovic is saying. He's like, you're a kid. I'm going to send you back to school. So he's saying he's saying some stuff to hype it up, so we watched the fight. Noah Itauma, I'm not worried about his gas tank. He's such a supreme athlete. He's so young. His cardio at 21, I'm assuming, is amazing. I don't think Hrgovic can make it past 7 rounds, but you never know. I wouldn't mind seeing an upset. Like I don't really care who wins. I just want to see a good fight. But this will be the toughest test for sure. And Hrgovic is not going down early. Hrgovic's got a granite chin, man, and he's a big boy, and he'll be a game fighter. But the speed, the timing of Itauma is too much.
Right. But that's 21-year-old power too, something that he has not experienced in a long time. A lot of the guys that he fought, Hrgovic, I'm talking about, taking nothing away from them. Their power is great, but over time it's been depleted by the time he's met up with a lot of these guys in the ring. This is probably the youngest, freshest, just insane power here. Like maybe, it's just Father Time catches up with everyone, right?
Yeah, Hrgovic is 34, 20 wins, 1 loss, 15 KOs. So he's only been lost 1. So this is definitely a competitive fight.
It's competitive.
Somebody's going down.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he isn't, maybe he won't, right? Like I said, but I mean, it's just not a question of who's winning. It's just like how. I think that's the topic here. How does he do it? Can he do it? How is his gas tank going to? These are the questions that I'm interested in.
I'm not worried about his gas tank being that young and that's being an athlete. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Could be,
but I'm also curious to see how Ben Davison deals if it goes into deeper waters and he faces some kind of adversity. Because in the past, I would not, I like Ben Davison, but I almost feel that sometimes he's not giving the right advice in those situations, and we've seen it in the past.
Yeah, Vegas has Itauma such a heavy favorite, 9-1. You have to put $900 down on Itauma to win 100. If you put 100 on Hrgovic, you'll win 500 back.
So in essence, you put 900 down and you get 1,000 back.
You get 100 back. Yeah, 100 profit.
Yeah.
So, but if you bet a KO for Itauma, you put down 300. You'll make 100 back. So yeah, they're basically telling you here that looking at this line, hey man, if you want Hrgovic to knock him out, it's 9-1. So $100 will pay you $900 back. But Vegas is basically saying Itauma's knocking him out. Figure out the round. That's the odds that I'm looking at here. But you never know. Once in a while they're wrong. There was a big upset in Dana White's Contender Series. That's the thing. These lower level fights, the odds makers, they don't pay as close attention to them. So in that Contender Series, which is a really good show, somebody won at a 60-1 underdog.
Was it in the Bellemere fight?
Yeah, 60.
Yeah. So Bellemere. So Bellemere is the daughter of Frank Mir.
Yeah.
And Frank is the guy we if you remember him, he beat Brock.
Yeah, fluke.
Right. No, it wasn't a fluke because Brock came in too strong and heavy. This is where Brock was still kind of I'm not saying a novice, but I mean you could see where he needed to improve. But in the rematch, he destroyed Frank, right?
Yeah.
Right. So but Frank held his own against him. One of the original heavyweights, if you want to call him. His daughter's been grinding away for years at this, right? And Dana told her, go to college, get your education, do all your stuff, and come back, right? So that was a tough loss. She had a bad night. She had a bad night under the lights. But yeah, 60-1 odds, man.
You put $100, you win $6,000. I don't think anybody bet 60-1. Maybe some guy put. Because when you make a big win, the sportbook will tell you this guy won a big bet. So maybe someone put $1 or $5 or $10 down, but nobody put 100 on it. Insane odds. I think that's the biggest fight odds we've ever seen of a mismatch.
Yeah. And poor, Bella just didn't have her night. That's it. That's basically it. All right, brother man, what is going on in the world of Canadian and international boxing history?
All right, here we go. We're going to start off with the Canadian history. August 24th, 1888, George Old Chocolate, that's just a funny name, Godfrey, born in Prince Edward Island, fought Australian legend Peter the Black Prince Jackson in San Fran for the first World Color Heavyweight Championship. Jackson won the fight in 19 rounds.
Wow.
That's what he's the first ever colored
champion. Okay.
There's not the first ever black heavyweight champion, the first ever heavyweight colored championship.
Fair play, man. Fair play. So we because the guy from Australia was probably Aboriginal or something, right?
Peter the Black Prince Jackson,
yeah. So which is interesting because this happened in the 1800s. So that means in order to So in order to get there, the dude had to come on ship to San Francisco.
Yep.
Damn, that's a long journey.
Yep. Oh yeah, crazy. And we got August 27th today, 1943. Sugar Ray Robinson beats Henry Armstrong at MSG. Armstrong was the former triple champ. Sorry, he was a past former triple champion. Robinson was on the rise. Another passing of the torch. In the same week, Armstrong had lost his life. Sorry, lost his life. Lost the lightweight title years earlier. Sorry,
there you go.
Yeah,
I almost felt sad there for a second. I'm like,
yeah. So Sugar Ray Robinson, 1943. Beats Henry Armstrong. So there we go.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we got the Moses fight this weekend. Dude, everything is happening during Saturday daytime. There's really, I mean, there are cards happening on the Saturday night in North America, but really everything will be done before 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon on the West Coast. We got the MVPW card in Birmingham, where our buddy, good friend of our show, Talking Ringside Live, is lapping it up. He's there, so maybe we can talk to him next week about that. So Michaela Mayer this weekend. That's going to be a great fight right there. Then we got the Moses fight as well this weekend. So yeah, man, the UK's rocking. UK's got all the cards this weekend. We're running short on time here, but next week we need to talk about the ongoing saga of Joshua and Fury.
Yeah.
And by that point, we should kind of have a conclusion on where it's happening, if it's happening, and what's happening. So all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this quick show. We apologize for not going in depth a little bit more, but hey, sometimes we just got to get it out there and let you guys run with it. We will see you next week. I am Bobby Sampson. He is Mr. Chance Michaels.
In the words of the great AC/DC, those that download, like, subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. Amazing show. These guys are still killing it. These guys are going right into the winter and fall, man. Like this like, when do they stop? Like, oh my goodness. They love it
too much.
On a somber note, before we walk away, rest in peace, Dolly Parton. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Tim Curry. And it's a few weeks past now, but I have to put it out there. Rest in peace, Bonnie Tyler as well.
For sure. I was thinking even before Dolly Parton died, I was telling you guys a couple days on the wrestling show, my daughter's listening to Jolene and this song she has with Kid Rock that she likes. And I thought to myself, I'm going to put it out on next year. I'm just figuring it out. Like, who is the Mount Rushmore of female singers, right? And to me, you got Dolly Parton, obviously Whitney Houston, the voice is iconic. And you got those other two spots, which I'm not too sure who you throw up there. Who would you throw in there? Aretha Franklin probably be third.
Well, I mean, if we're looking at women overall, or are we looking at their genre?
No, overall.
Overall. Okay. Well, if I'm looking overall, for me, I mean, and this is so subjective because I wasn't a huge Dolly Parton fan, right? To be fair. I'm
not going by who I'm a fan. I'm just going by the most iconic voices.
But that's the thing. But it has to appeal to you, right? To what's iconic to you might not be iconic to me, right?
Well, I'm going by record sales, influence, popularity, and you can see right now Dolly Parton. You can go on after Facebook. Everybody has something positive to say about her.
I have nothing, and I'm not saying that. I'm not being negative in any way. I just wasn't a fan of hers per se.
No, I get it, but I'm not saying my personal favorites. I'm just saying these are the four best.
Okay. So if I'm looking at it from that perspective, okay, fine. I'll put Dolly there because of her mainstream success and everything that she's accomplished. Absolutely, in all different fields. Aretha Franklin, absolutely. Ella Fitzgerald, absolutely.
I don't know. You got to have Whitney Houston up there too. She's one of the most iconic voices ever, right?
For me, I'd put Madonna there before her. But see, this is where it becomes subjective, right?
I'm not going by my personal favorite. I'm going by record sales, impact.
Right. But I think Madonna had more of an impact than Whitney Houston.
Maybe not music wise, maybe like with the fashion, all those different boys she was sleeping with, maybe. But yeah, you could throw Madonna on there. It wouldn't be out of the question.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at record sales and we're looking at all that kind of stuff, then she has to be up there as well with them, right?
I believe Whitney Houston, for when they tested female singers' voice, had the highest.
Yeah. No, she did.
She's on there, right?
She did. But then that record was broken by what's her name? Oh goodness, I can't remember her name. Blonde girl. Came out at the same time as Britney Spears.
Aguilera?
Sorry? Christina Aguilera. Yeah. She has that as well. Look, you know what? Let me think about it because you put me on the spot. There's a lot there to think about. But yes, absolutely. Dolly's up there. Aretha's up there. Whitney's up there, Madonna's up
You
there.
could throw a few people in there, right?
You know what? Here it is. Dolly, Madonna, Whitney, and Aretha.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just doing it on the fly like this right now, yes, absolutely.
And then you got your Mariah Careys, and then you got your Madonnas that are around there. There's a lot of them. Even Shania Twain, man, she's huge.
Honestly, if you want to talk about amazing women, you have to throw in there is Karen Carpenter.
Yeah, there's a few you could throw up there.
She was the Carpenters. She was everything. Her drumming, just her musical talent, everything. Karen Carpenter is one of those women that should be on that list somewhere.
Quite a few you could do up there, yeah.
All right, brother, man. I mean, maybe this Mount Rushmore has to have 8 or 6 heads. We were going to have to look for a bigger mountain because I don't think 4 is enough.
Yeah.
All right. Tough. I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Mr. Chance Michaels. This is being Samp&Chance Boxing. Again, Moses Itauma, can he get it done? Yes, he probably will. Question is how. We'll find out this Saturday. And congratulations to TEO. Let's see where he goes next. And let's see what Rolly's got next. That all being said, have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Summer's coming to an end. So lap it up, drink it in. The days are starting to get shorter a little bit now.
Yeah, it's getting darker at night now a little bit.
Yeah, so we're getting that now as well. So it's that time of the year, man. Training camps are open. NFL is playing preseason games. College football starts this weekend.
This Saturday, man. Yeah, I can't wait.
There you go. You got the U.S. Open happening too. So there's no shortage of anything.
Samp&Chance, are you ready?